Black Clover might just be the most disrespected anime out there. People brush it off as just another shonen, they meme on Asta for screaming too much, and then they say it's a copy of other shows. But the people who actually give it a shot, they know the truth, that this series is different. Black Clover has everything, a main character who's basically Rock Lee on steroids, swinging swords the size of cars, rivalries that push both characters forward instead of dragging them down, a squad of misfits who go from zeros to legends, proving family isn't blood, it's chosen, captains and villains who feel larger than life, and fights so hyped they'll make you want to surpass your limits from your couch. This is a story about rejects becoming heroes, about royalty learning humility, about believing in yourself when no one else will. So, let's talk about why I love Black Clover and why you should too. But before we get into all of that, guys, for me, can you guys drop a like, a comment, and subscribe? I'm trying to hit 2,500 subs before the end of the new year, so every single sub matters. Thank y'all anyway. Now back to the video. Asta is not your average shonen protagonist. In a world where everyone's born with magic, Asta has none. Zero. He's mocked, looked down on, and treated as worthless. But instead of sulking, he trains like a maniac. This dude is out here doing push-ups upon push-ups and screaming his lungs out like they're trying to escape his body. And when he finally gets a grimoire, it's not a shiny chosen one, it's a 5-leaf clover full of anti-magic. That doesn't make his journey easier. Those swords are heavy and he has to grind for every single win. Also, I know anti-magic counters magic, but Asta has to have the strength in order to repel the attack. He has to have the speed in order to react to the attack he's trying to repel or cancel out. Yami mentioned something similar to this when they were in the cave fighting Patri for the first time. Asta is basically what would happen if Rock Lee was the MC. Loud, relentless, and fueled by sheer muscle and willpower. If you've ever felt underestimated, Asta's your spirit animal. He's just the GOAT. Now, shonen live and die by rivalries, and Asta and Yuno, they're one of the best. Yuno is everything that Asta isn't. He's calm, collected, naturally gifted, chosen by a 4-leaf grimoire, he's the golden boy. But instead of tearing each other down, their rivalry builds them both up. Yuno pushes Asta to keep grinding, and Asta proves that hard work can stand shoulder to shoulder with genius. And unlike some rivalries, Sasuke, there's no hatred here. These two are brothers first, rivals second. Their dynamic is clean, balanced, and makes every victory feel earned. Alright, now let's talk about the squad that carries half the series, the Black Bulls. On paper, they look like a joke. A drunk witch, a sheep-obsessed foodie, a creepy mime, a lightning gremlin, and a captain who spends most of his time smoking and taking a dump. But in reality, they're one of the strongest squads in the kingdom. But what makes them so special is the found family aspect. Every member was either alone, tossed aside, or rejected before Captain Yami brought them in. Noelle was abandoned by her royal family, Luck was feared for his creepy smile and bloodlust, Vanessa was locked in a tower by the Witch Queen, Gray hid her true self because of crippling insecurity, and Magna was looked down upon for being a poor commoner. And Yami, he saw through all that. He didn't care about bloodlines or reputations, he built a family of misfits and made them shine. The Bulls are chaotic, messy, and half the time they're blowing up their own base. But they're together. They're there for each other, they come through for each other. Like that time Asta and Nero were on trial by Kira, and the Black Bulls pulled up. They're like, yeah, we don't care we're breaking the rules, we're the worst Magic Knight squad. So they have each other's back, they're true ride or dies. One of my favorite things about Black Clover is the lessons hidden in the hype. Fuegoleon Vermilion, aka Fraud Goleon, puts it best when he tells Noelle, there's no shame in being weak, the shame is in staying weak. That line defines the series. Asta starts weak but never stays there. Noelle turns mockery into motivation, becomes basically a water goddess, and Magna, a commoner with no privilege, takes down an enemy way above his level. When y'all see that Magna fight,
私の名は吉良義景、年齢33歳。自宅は森王町北東部の別荘地帯にあり、結婚はしていない。仕事は亀有チェーン店の会社員で。
But even villains fall because they can't grow past their weaknesses, whether it's pride, hate, or obsession. Black Clover teaches something real. Weakness isn't permanent, the only permanence is giving up. So actually, here's something people don't talk about enough. A lot of the characters in Black Clover marry fairy tales and legends. Gray is Cinderella, a girl who hides her true self until she transforms into something unstoppable. Vanessa is Rapunzel, locked in a tower, chained by fate until she rewrites her destiny. Noelle is the ugly duckling, mocked as worthless but turns into a swan in Valkyrie armor. Yuno and Belle are Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, a boy soaring through the sky with his fairy companion, complete with a spell called Neverland. Charlotte is Sleeping Beauty, bound by her thorn curse, caught in her own spell with love lingering just out of reach. Charm is Little Red Riding Hood, red hood, sheep magic, and a wolf level appetite. Kahono is the Little Mermaid, a singing mermaid who dreams of freedom beyond her world, and Lumiere and Nero are the Happy Prince, a prince, literally, who sacrifices everything, and a companion who stays by his side for centuries. This isn't just shonen, it's a fairy tale world reborn through magic and grit. The villains in Black Clover aren't cookie cutter either. The Eye of the Midnight Sun are fueled by betrayal and the G word that means wiping out a whole bunch of people. Don't know if that'll get the video flagged. The Elf reincarnation arc shows how hate and prejudice cycled through history, dragging the present into chaos. And the Spade Kingdom brings in devil hosts, monsters that bend reality itself. Every enemy is tied to the world's scars. Beating them isn't just about power-ups, it's about breaking curses of hate and division. And then not to mention Lucius, however you want to pronounce it, but I'm not going to talk about him right now for the anime onlys. Nah, so Black Clover be absolutely cooking with the fights. Asta and Yami versus Dante was peak surpassed your limits energy. Asta has nothing left to give. Yami's back is against the wall. Looks at bro and says, Asta, like I'm gonna need a little bit of help. My goat woke up. I was hype. Little younger me, because it's been like what, 4 or 5 years, younger me was so hype when Asta got up. Like the look in his eyes when his goat, his captain, is asking for his help, saying I can't beat this guy without you, I'm gonna need your help. Y'all know I like to yap, and that had me speechless. Now Julius versus Licht, or Patri, a time mage versus an ancient elf, was a pure spectacle. Only because, one, Patri was actually really boxing with Julius, but Julius had to worry about protecting the kingdom. But we finally get to see how strong the Wizard King is, and then we see his grimoire, which is huge and rotating above the entire Clover Kingdom. We got to see how much of a unit Julius is. Asta and Yuno versus the real Licht had me hyped. Everything. The fact that they're like polar opposites, they both get their own power-ups and they're just constantly pushing each other to do good, to do better, was just chef's kiss. And lastly, this is a manga fight, but Magna versus insert name here. I'm not finna spoil y'all. I'm not gonna give you guys any details, but I had to mention it again. When we finally get this animated, because Black Clover's coming back, you're welcome. You heard it here first. But beyond the bulls, Black Clover really does have a supporting cast that makes the Clover Kingdom feel alive. We have the GOAT, Mereoleona Vermilion. Think any type of like Crash Out type character, Kenpachi Zaraki, make him a woman, and yeah, that's Mereoleona. She's a walking nuke in lion form, and she doesn't fight enemies, she hunts them. She's easily one of the most savage characters in like anything. So we have Julius Novachrono, the Wizard King. He's a man of endless curiosity who literally bends time. But what makes him great is how much he believes in his people and they believe in him. We have Klaus, a pompous noble turned loyal comrade, proof that people can change when they actually open their eyes. Mimosa, the gentle healer whose kindness and plant magic keep everyone alive. She's low-key the MVP. If you read manga, you know. And then the rest of the captains, we have Flagoleon's Honor, Charlotte's Thorns, Jack's Unhinged Madness, William Vengeance's Inner Conflict. Each captain feels like their own pillar in the kingdom. I'm sure this was the intention, but it's very reminiscent of the captains from Bleach. They're not just side characters, they give the world depth, making every arc feel bigger than just one squad's story. And now the music, the OSTs. Oh my god, those choirs and pounding drums make every battle feel like the fate of the world is on the line. Black Clover's music doesn't just set the mood, it fuels it. But Black Clover's openings are half the reason why the fans stay hyped. The second opening, Painted Black, is dark, edgy, and perfect for the elf arc. Black Catcher and Black Rover, can't tell the difference between the two, but guess what? They're made by the same band and they're both absolutely incredible. And then my personal favorite, Haruka Mirai. Oh my god, when you start hearing it, opening 1, when you start hearing Haruka Mirai and Asta's giving his speech talking about how he came from nothing, but he worked hard, he has friends, and he's never gonna give up, bro, you will literally get chills. It happens like 6 times throughout the series, and every time you start hearing Haruka Mirai, you know shit's about to get crazy. At its core, Black Clover is about more than magic or fights. It's about believing in yourself when no one else does, turning weaknesses into strength, building family when there was none, and fighting to change a world stacked against you. Black Clover is the ultimate underdog story. It's proof that even when the odds are impossible, you can rise above them. Look at our main character. Most of the world has magic, he doesn't have any. It's a very classist type system. Guess what? He's a poor commoner, and he's still the GOAT. He's still that guy. When the kingdom is in peril, especially current day, they look, Asta, yuno, save us. 2 commoners. Well, anyway, you get the point. So yeah, people can clown on it, call it loud, or say it's just another shonen, but here's the truth. Black Clover has more heart than most shows out there. It's hype, it's consistent, it's fun, and it hits you with lessons you'll actually carry with you. So stop sleeping on Black Clover. It's about to come back, so catch up on it. They're fixing the animation, which was really the only big problem. Watch it, feel it, tell me you don't want to surpass your limits after a few episodes. Because this isn't just another anime, it's one of the greats. And that's why I love Black Clover, and you should too. Thank you guys. Until next time.